It's Tuesday night, 7 o'clock at night. We are back for one more show of the neighborhood news. Happens every week. We back with one more show here, Channel 95. If you're watching TV, you can also see us through YouTube. We have a channel on YouTube and Facebook. I want to remind you that on Wednesdays, 8 o'clock, we have our Portuguese show called Amigos. We, on Wednesday, too, we have our Portuguese news, revisão semanal de notícias, with our friends Vanessa Mata and Sony Fernandez. Today we are back with one more guest, and it's my pleasure to be here today and to talk to a person that it's familiar to all of us here and here in Fall River, New Bedford area, and from the Azores. His name is Roberto Medeiros, and he's the former Vice Mayor from city of Lagoa and Azores in San Michael. For those that are familiar with the with our 9 islands, he has been working and exchange programs here for in our city for many years, and today we're going to have an opportunity to talk to him about all this work that he's been doing for so many years, pretty much after you retire, right? After you retired from being Vice Mayor.
Vice Mayor. Yes, it's true. Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me for your program, Neighborhoods. Congratulations for this program. I think it's nice to have nice contacts with the neighborhoods, and I think it's a good idea for this program. Well, as you told, I am from San Miguel, from the Azores, one of the best places of the world. I live in.
And I'm not going to disagree.
Okay. I live in the island of San Miguel in Lagoa County, in a beautiful village that has the name of Água de Pau. And I live near the ocean in a place we call Calura. Calura is another world. It's a beautiful place. And I used to say to my friends, before you die, please pass by the heaven. The heaven is where I live. So it's in Calura. Calura, as I told you, is another world. It's a beautiful place in the Azores. The Azores are 9 islands, and I live in the big island of San Miguel. And I used to come here to New England since 1976, my first time. I love the United States, and I love to be in touch with Portuguese community here. My father was a businessman. We had a grocery, and I grew up talking to many people, and I was looking to, because I was born in a time that there was no computers, there was no iPhones, no tablets, so we had to talk to the people. Mm-hmm. So we had to talk to the neighborhoods, mm-hmm. as is in your program. So that's why I learned a lot about traditions, about old antique life, the way of life of the past. And then when I came to the United States the first time, and I saw many of the immigrants that spent their time when I was a kid. So it was nice, and I saw new friends here, and I saw the old friends, and I did a lot of friends here too. Mm-hmm. So that's why when when I decided to help and work for the community as mm-hmm. a vice mayor, and I was there for 20 years, one of the things that I thought was to do a bridge with mm-hmm. our community living in the United States and Canada.
So when I have to say that politics in Azores, it's a different world from politics in Fall River in New Bedford. It's a complete different world out there. If you like politics in the Azores, you probably will hate politics in this area because it's not the same. It's not the same thing. I mean, here's an example. You hold a seat for 20 years. It's very rare to find somebody on this around here that will hold the seat for that many years. So you must be good. What do you do?
You know what? When I decide to be a vice mayor, to be to help the community with as a politician, I decided that because I wanted to help my village, to help my county of Lagoa, and I said I should do my contribution to my county of Lagoa. So that's why I decided, because most of the people that I know and that get involved in politics, it's people that want to be a politic man, he wants to be a politic for life, you know. So I did not that. I want to help my village, because most of the people that go to politicians to be a professional politics, he decided study and be a politics like a city council or a state representative or congressist. You know, that it was not my idea. My idea was different. Was to be a vice mayor or a city council to help my village, because at the time when I decided to be to cooperate with my village, I was a business guy. I had a supermarket. I had a nice house near the ocean, and I had a Mercedes. So I didn't want to get a life.
You don't need to be a politic to be somebody.
I just want to change. I just want to change. I want to give a future to my village. That's why I entered. I was voted for 5 times to be a vice mayor, right? Because people could find on me somebody that could help them. So that's what I
think that's why we love. First, we love to get a better place to live, and I can talk for myself. A lot of people tell me that I will probably be a good mayor for the city, that I'll probably be a good city council, and I got calls to run. And I always say no, because what I do now is not going to change if I become mayor. Mayor, it's just a title. It's going to add to my name a title of a mayor. I do what I like to do. I do the best to help somebody. I do what I can do for my neighborhood. He is a perfect example that the politics comes after the interests and to have a pleasure to help somebody else. And that's why the politics lasts so long, and they can be there until they say, I don't want anymore. That's the difference of politics there. Here we have politics for 8 months. They get elected and they get kicked out 8 months after. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. But this was just to give a little difference, a little idea what is being a politic in San Michael. Is just, Carlos served for 3, I believe, 3 terms.
Yes.
And he didn't serve the 4th term because he put a law saying we should not serve for more than 3. So he kind of closed the door for himself. If not, probably he will still be the president of Azores. Look at Dr. Montamaral. He was there for 30 years, 28 years, something like that?
15 years.
15 years?
Yes.
So, and that's the difference between that we have on politics. But enough talking about politics.
No.
Let's talk about
neighborhoods.
The neighborhoods and the exchange programs that you have. You have all kinds of exchange that lasts all year round. You go and then you come back with a new exchange program. So Can you tell us during the year how many exchange programs you have, because you're always back and forth now with these programs?
But first, I think I must let you know that when I started being a vice mayor in 1990, I tried to establish a bridge between Lagoa and Azores with the New England and the communities with our immigrants. And the first thing we did, it was a sisterhood with Bristol and Lagoa, Bristol, Rhode Island and Lagoa, because Bristol, it's a village with 25,000 people, and more than less 5,000 are from Lagoa, so immigrants from Lagoa. So we did a sister city. And
but I need to remember, remember to the people that listen to us, that you were sitting as a city council on the tourism and economic folder, like that's how we say it in Portugal. Your responsibility was to promote tourism and to promote economics for the islands and for the Azores. So, and today you're not holding a seat of city council, but you're still doing the job.
Yes.
I just want to put that out there.
That was I was going to say. I started doing sister cities with different cities here in New England, and we did with 6 cities, sister cities, because we want to have here partners, people that want to share with us culture and solidarity. And first, we want to do students exchange programs, because if we did students exchange programs between our schools, between our cultural groups, and if we came here with groups and received there in the Azores groups from here, we start doing tourism. Because the first time we receive the students and the teachers, second time the families come back again to the Azores with their kids to visit, to visit the islands, to visit what their kids discovered for them, right? They want to keep the bridge, they want to keep the traditions of doing neighborhoods between not only here, but with Azores and schools and cultural programs, right? So I started doing this because I knew that if we did this kind of programs, we could start doing for the future. It's a way to come to call people to the Azores, because I always believe that you can make a beautiful brochure about the Azores, but there is something better. It's word of mouth. If you receive a group like I did many times in the Azores, since 1990 until 2010, I was always receiving groups from here, from Canada, from everywhere, right? And Lagoa used to offer the transportation, the bus. If I used to tell them, oh, we're going to give you the bus, but you have to come to Lagoa. You have to have lunch in our restaurants, right? I'm going to take you to visit the ceramic of Fiera. I want to get you to visit our museums, but you're gonna have lunch in our restaurants. You're gonna visit our stores. You don't pay transportation. We give you transportation. Well, it was a way to bring people to the Azores. It was a way to bring people to visit us. It was tourism. We started with this kind of programs. Nowadays it's different. Everything is different. Everything is better. But we started with that, and I am proud we did this since 1990. Bringing mayors, because the mayor, when he come back, when he say to everybody, okay, you know what? I discovered the Azores. We have to come back. We have to go. We have to take our families. So it was a bridge, and I did a lot of bridge. So when I decided that I was doing every year a student exchange program, I decided to do another thing, bringing our traditions here and then since 1996, I started bringing here nativity scene exhibits. This is a big tradition of the Azores, the nativity scene figurines, right? Because since 1862, when he opened a ceramic factory, the porters, when they did the pottery, they start doing nativity scene figurines. A big tradition of the Azores is in Lagoa to do the figurines for the displays of nativity scene, mangers, you know. So I started coming here since 1999 with displays, with exhibits in everywhere here, right? So since 1999 until today, until now, so we are doing, even this year, we did 5 exhibits of nativity scene of Lagoa, right? And in Portugalia Marketplace in Fall River, we did the biggest and one of the most important exhibits.
And you brought some artists with you too, right?
Yes, in Newport Mansions too. I did a lot of exhibits. So when we show our traditions, right? People want to discover what kind of tradition is this. So I used to say, why don't you go there? Why don't you come with me? I will be your guide. So that's why it was a way to bring people to my country of Lagoa. That's what I did since 1990. Students exchange programs, right? First, then exhibits here. After I'll help to fund the day to start with commemorations of the Day of Portugal in New Bedford, Fall River, Taunton, Cumberland, and Providence. Right?
So you were behind the Day of Portugal celebration.
Yes, in New Bedford. I was of the founders in 1998. So they went there to Lagoa to invite me to help them to start it with the Day of Portugal here. So I did, and after it was in 1998. In 2000, that was a good success, a big success. Then the government in the Azores, they invite me to be a coordinator of the artisans' participation in the big feast of Holy Ghost in Fall River in Kennedy Park. So I started since 2000, being the coordinator of the Azorean artisans here in the feasts. And since 2000, even last year, I brought artisans, you know, to participate, to show our tradition, the way of life of the old times. Because everything that the artists do, you know what? A politic can lie. An artist never lie. Because if he lie, people say that's not right, I don't like it, right? And he don't buy it. And people don't buy it. So artists always says true. Artists, when he comes, he show our traditions. He show our history. And what we have for sale in the Azores, it's our history. And our history is our beautiful islands. You know, people can, since a long time ago, since that I'm coming here, and I'm coming here since more than 25 or 27 years, promoting our traditions and our cultural, people are always discovering. Every time I come here with a project, it's always to promote everything we have in our islands, everything different. Displays, cultural exchange, students exchange, groups, cultural and dance groups, philharmonics. I used to bring philharmonics here. You know, everything I want to bring here, it's to do a bridge. As you know, there is no more immigration. And because there is no more immigration, this kind of projects can make bridges. And this kind of bridges, it's better than brochures. This is word of mouth. This is something, for example, you have an idea to visit the Azores because you saw a magazine. Okay, magazine isn't very interesting. But if you have a friend, if you have a family that went to the Azores and he come back and he tell you, you know what, the Azores is beautiful. You have to stay, you have to go and stay in that hotel, you have to rent that car, it's good. Then you believe more in this. Word of mouth is better than many brochures.
The groups keep growing.
Yes.
The groups that have intentions to visit the Azores, they keep growing and now, I think now, with the big ships going in there, from here, helps more. The Portuguese people, they love to travel by plane. But the American people, they love to travel by boat. So when this Ponta Delgada invested on that ramp, I think, and I asked you, because I'm very curious to know how much was that investment. But it was an investment that probably got paid in a 5-year period, because you just told me that sometimes you have 2 different ships there a day. So that brings thousands and thousands of people into town.
It was very, very important to do the ramp for cruises in Ponta Delgado, because we have a lot of cruises during the year. It's a good success. It's a big success. But I must tell you that thanks to Azores Airlines, many American people are visiting Portugal and the Azores too. Because I used to see on the last trips, I can see part of the plane, it's American people. This is good, because Portugal, it's a secure country. As you know, there is no terrorism in Portugal yet, thanks to God.
Yeah.
So in the Azores, it's the same. I can see people, because I'm always looking for people visiting us in the Azores, and sometimes I ask the people, where are you coming from? He said, oh, from United States. From where? Texas, Ohio, from different places, not New England. They are coming. He said, how do you come here? How do you discover us? And he said, oh, the 3A, AAA. The triple I saw in the AAA, I saw that in the internet. So the Azores now is a success, and because not only because we are beautiful islands, it's because we are a safe islands. I know we are a volcanic islands. That's not a problem. I know sometimes rains a lot. Okay, but we have another things to see. They have we have many projects to discover, many things to discover in the islands. Different islands, different projects, different benefits.
We don't have the cold that we have here, and I think a winter there, it's a springtime.
Here.
So
Maybe.
I think that helps a little bit. We have 5 minutes to the end of our show. One thing that I want to let the people know too is about the exchange that we're gonna have now. I think it's very important for the listeners on our Amigos show, our Portuguese show. We will have an exchange with Roberto from San Michael. So he will, I know you will do a good job putting us in contact with some people there that want to, that have a message for our Fall River friends and New Bedford friends and everybody that catches cable, because we are cable now. We can be seen anywhere, and with a touch of a computer today, it's enough to get everywhere. So I want to thank Roberto for accepting my invitation to come here, and we've been in the studio now for a little over an hour now. This is our second show. He's my guest on the last week Amigo show, and this week he's doing this show. But matter of fact, at the time that this will be broadcast, he's probably going to be closer to the Lagoa than he's actually to Fall River. So he's returning today to back to Azores. Are you missing Azores already?
Yes, I always miss, but I like to come here. I like to come here because when I come here, I can see people here that love better that islands, that the people who lives there. I can find here people, immigrants. The people that I used to say, the people who love better our islands are living here, are living out of the islands, because people that always complain, and the people, our immigrants, they remember how was that islands when they immigrate, and they feel happy with how hard that islands now. The changes, the good changes that happen during during the years, you know. So, you know, I remember when I come here, I like to learn with people here. I like to learn with immigrants. I like to learn with American people. But I like to teach too here. For example, I remember first time I went to the city hall of Fall River, and Lombard was there. He was the mayor at Lombard, and so I told him I was here with the students exchange program with 12 students and the teacher, and I told him, you know what, I want to just ask you if you know that the first Portuguese mayor in Fall River was a person from Lagoa. Do you know that? He said, you sure? I said, yeah. He said, I told him, can you take us to the pictures room, of the mayor's picture room? He said, oh yeah, come here. So we went to the pictures, to the room for the where the pictures are.
All the mayors?
Yeah, all the mayors are, yes. So I told him, I asked him, do you know the names of that mayors? He said, oh, of course. Okay, find one that is Portuguese. He said, okay, it's easy to find a Portuguese name. And he said, oh, many are Portuguese name, but you know, I said, okay, the first Portuguese mayor in Fall River was John Arruda from Santa Cruz de Lagoa, right? In 1958, he went back to San Miguel. He was in Lagoa, and he offered to the mayor, Carlos Bicudo in Lagoa, the mayor of Lagoa, he offered the key of the Fall River, the city of Fall River, and he brought the key of Lagoa city. Well, it was a town at the time, right? And he brought that. So we
very good, Robert. We getting the end of one more show. Thank you. I hope you have a good and safe trip. And you're gonna be back very soon. I'm pretty sure because when you get in May, when you get there, you miss here, so you come here. When you're here, you miss there, and you go there. So very good. And my friends, was another show. We'll be back next Tuesday night with one more show of Neighborhood News. Thank you for the girls there at the control room. Thank you, Lucy, Michelle, and thank you, Robert, for being my guest. Have a good night.